What is up, people? Welcome to Strapback Games, and I'm back with another comic book review, this time for Thor Annual #1, so let's get into it. The issue starts off with King Thor watching the funeral of the last elf in all the realms, stating that he was simply very old and very much alone. Things that have been known to bring down even the strongest of beings, but not King Thor. He won't fall to such things. He then asked his advisors why the elf wasn't laid to rest in the home of his people. And the answer is simple, because that place doesn't exist anymore. They then tell him that the Eater of Worlds was spotted nearby, and with that he leaves to what's left of Midgard to think. Thor's granddaughters see this, and with his birthday coming up, they think he might be a bit more depressed than normal about everything he lost on Midgard. They want to get him a very special present that will make him feel better, so they start gathering everything they need to complete the spell, including the bones of a nebula well, an asteroid ape, and half a comet. When they're done, they get King Thor to show him his birthday present, and he is very surprised by it. They gave Midgard the gift of life, to which King Thor is very happy with. But that's not all. There's some magic clay left over from the spell, and it's Thor's to do what he wants with. And with that, he makes humans to roll over the earth, naming them Jane and Steve. And as King Thor would put it, "'Tis was the most happy birthday for him." Our second story starts with current Thor drinking in Asgardia, trying to relax after a most trying day. But she's drawing more attention than she wanted. She then accidentally starts a fight, resulting in her and the Warriors 3 being kicked out. Fandor then asks her what makes her worthy to carry Nomi around, as they're still not impressed, and if she is truly worthy, to prove it. She's game, and first up is to fight a dragon and take some of its treasure, which previous Thor did. The dragon puts up a fight, but she completes the task easily enough. Next up is to cut a lock of hair from a light elf queen, which previous Thor also did, but according to Hogun, the elf queen was so mad she set him on fire, and it took 2 decades to grow his beard right. She also easily completes the task and even manages to get a kiss on the cheek from the queen. They have a few other adventures, ending with the Warriors 3 saying she's not their Thor, but she's a Thor all her own. She also says she knew they meant no harm and wouldn't trade the adventures they had that day for anything. The last story is about a young Thor out drinking pretty much everyone in the 9 realms, including the Midgard Viking tribe's strongest soldier, an ice giant, the god Hercules, light and dark elves, and the Warriors 3 as a team. Mephisto shows up trying to win a drinking contest against Thor and corrupt him so he can get his hands on Mjolnir. Thor, who first confused Mephisto with Dormammu, was up for the challenge. Very quickly though, Mephisto is outmatched, but thanks to Loki's scheming, he's persuaded to go one last round. Loki put something extra in both drinks, but Thor expected as much and spits it out as soon as Mephisto disappears, who rethinks his choice of competition. A very liquored-filled Thor then goes to Odin's throne room to try to lift Mjolnir. It doesn't work out so well for him as he passes out. Thanks to Loki, Mephisto also ends up in a very bad spot in time. Thor Annual was a good time, but at first glance the art for Thor and young Thor stories were kind of a turn-off, but once I read the story it went along well with it. King Thor's story was my favorite. It really tugged at your heartstrings, and it gave King Thor a way to start over on the planet he always considered his home. Thor Annual was a good read with some side stories that are apart from the main stories but seem completely believable that happened at some point in time. So altogether I give it 7 pipe bomb promos out of 10.